If you're an interior designer or decorator, you're in the right place to talk about time-saving techniques so you can streamline your business processes. Streamlining your business means having a plan. It's as simple as that. Okay, we're done here. Streamlining your business means that you have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you don't know what you're trying to do. And if you don't know what you're trying to do, likely you will give away your leadership, you'll do things differently for every client. And if you're doing it that way, business can feel messy. And when business feels messy, that's when you feel overwhelmed. And when you feel overwhelmed, and so on and so on and so on, right? So it all comes back to, do you have streamlined processes in your business? If you don't, you're in the right place. So, how do you have a plan? Well, it all begins with a plan. I know, this is like rocket science, guys. The plan starts with, how do you want your projects to go? The way I've done it in my office is I have taken literal spreadsheet, and on that spreadsheet I have mapped out a hypothetical project. And I said, okay, the first stage is sales. In sales, how do I want that to go? And I said, I want that to go like this. First of all, I only want it to be one meeting. I only want that meeting to be 1 hour. I want to collect this information, and I want it to result in this result, which is like, say yes to me. So I've crafted a strategy for how I do sales. Then I said, all right, then onboarding. I want the onboarding to be one meeting, I want it to be 2 hours, and I want this information. And so I crafted a template for how I onboard a client and how I run that meeting. Then third, I said, okay, I want the design process to take exactly a month and a half, because I know that if I do this, this, and this, it takes me this many weeks. And so, okay, a month and a half. And I've done that with all the phases of my whole entire project so that I know how long I want each phase to take, in what order, what templates, and I've mapped it all out. In doing so, it gives myself and my team an infrastructure to work inside of and a time frame to work inside of, so that everybody is held accountable to working exactly the same way every single time. Now, if you want to systemize that even further, if you're geeky like me and you love systems, then you'll go through that map and you'll decide everywhere that you can create a template. In sales, I have a template. In design, I have a template. In design development, I have a template. In drawings phase, I have templates. I have a template in AutoCAD, so I open the same file every single time. Copy as, or save as the new project name, and inside that CAD file, there's all my line weights I always use, my layer management that I always use, and so on. So in every single phase, I've defined where I can templatize. Is that a word? I think it is. Where I can templatize the things that I'm doing. That way, working in those phases feels very streamlined, and it's very easy for my team to work in that same graceful way. The next thing to do is actually assign a person to own a complete task. A lot of times when I work with designers in systemizing and streamlining their business, one of the biggest things that we have to do first is streamline the people who are working on what task. When you have more than one person working on one task, or especially one document, things get really messy and you don't know where one person's task starts and the other one stops, and that can be a really time-consuming process for someone to get into their task. You know, it takes like, where did you leave off? What am I doing? And then, no, too messy. When you can have one person own a whole task, that's ideal for streamlining. In our office, I have one person in charge of the drawing set. Nobody else touches it, not even me. I have another person in charge of procurement. Nobody else touches it, not even me. And those people are dedicated to those tasks, so they are able to do them very, very quickly with a lot of efficiency, with a lot of grace, and a lot of expertise. Okay, here is the make it or break it most important point. And I feel a little ping in my stomach because I feel like, ooh, I know. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. The crux of it all is your ability and your dedication to following through on your systems. Because it's all good and well that you design the system of how you want it to go, but if you don't follow through and your team's not following through, then it all falls apart. The thing is, the more you can stick to a process, the more likely that process will become a strategy and a system for the way that your business works. And the more that that's in place, the more it becomes in place. You know, it's like, okay, you know, you eat one Pringle, you're likely to eat a second, and then if you're eating a second, you're likely to eat a third and a fourth, and then you eat the whole tube. I'm sure somebody out there is like, no, Katie, I got you. Yes, I'm with you. But once you do something repetitively, you're more likely to consistently do it. And the more you can be consistent with this process, the more your business will feel graceful and easy like a well-oiled machine. And when that happens, you're way more likely to deliver excellence to your clients because you're creating a brand experience. We can talk more about brand experience in another video, and know that brand experience, meaning what a client is experiencing of working with you, is very, very important. Now, if a client recommends you to somebody else and then that experience doesn't match in that new client, then your brand has a little bit of a deterioration. So you want to stay committed to these processes over time. It's very important. You are a leader, you are a strong leader, and I know you can do it. You might be watching this right now like, I love all these things, and like, how do I implement them for my particular business? And if you're feeling that way, I got you. I have developed a 3-day workshop to design a signature system for your particular business. It's so cool. If you want to learn more about that and see if it's the right fit for you, jump on into my calendar right away to book a call. You can do that at thedesignershotline.com, and I would be happy to see you there.